I had to take the turbo off in two parts because every single bolt was rusted and seized. So this is the new turbo. It's a genuine smart product. But I'm still waiting for some of the gaskets and stuff like that to come, which I ordered separately, and a fitting kit. Is there anything in here? It's tiny. The size of that. It's a Mitsubishi unit. It's called a TD025. So my theory on what is wrong with my existing turbo is that this wastegate is actually seized. It's either rusted in there or something's up at the arm here or something. But you can clearly see I can open that with my hand. Very little pressure. But when this was on the car, even like prying that quite hard, I wasn't able to move it. Well, after many hours of work, I finally got the turbo and manifold off. I'm going to clean all this up before I put the new parts on. So here's some of the parts that came off. In the process of removing all the turbo parts, I figured out that this is completely seized. Bearings are gone in it. Hooked it up to a 12 volt just to make sure, but it's definitely dead. I had to take the turbo off in two parts because every single bolt was rusted and seized. Here's some of them that you can see were completely hacked apart, drilled using bolt removers, all sorts of stuff. The heat shield that sits on top of the turbo is totally spent, rusted. All the bolts where the attaches are gone. This is the gasket to the actual block itself, the cylinder head. That's also spent. Like I showed in the previous video, the actuator for the wastegate was wrecked as well. This is the boost control solenoid. I replaced these two parts already, but it didn't actually help. So this is the manifold itself, which I will be keeping. I took it off and just wire brush it down, get rid of all the rust. This is the air box that goes from, sorry, the tick as they call it, goes from the air filter down into the turbo. So I'm replacing that with a simpler kind of silicone design. Rather than getting a new heat shield, I found a pretty good condition second-hand one. As you can see, the holes are intact here, so I should have no problem, you know, bolting up and attaching. Just wire brush it down. Brand new gasket for the manifold, brand new turbo, genuine smart one. Rebuild kit for the turbo as far as just the gaskets and studs and nuts and everything. Seals for the oil lines, coolant lines. New genuine bolts, nuts, exhaust gaskets, because in the process of taking off the exhaust I also found that the gaskets are crumbling away. New smart fan. So this has been a bit of a mammoth job to get all that stuff off. I would say all that going on will be a lot smoother. Well, all the new parts are in now. New turbo, new actuator. I got one of the new coolant pipes here because I had a couple of holes in it. Still have to put the exhaust on, put all the pipework back on. I might upgrade the silicone pipes for the intercooler and thick pipe at some point. But for the moment, I'm going to replace the coolant. I did lose some coolant when I undid the coolant pipe there for the turbo. It's a water cooled turbo. So God knows when this was last done. There was no service history of the car, so I am just going to do a coolant change. So you do that up front somewhere. Pretty crusty. So this pipe joins the turbo to the exhaust. Here's the new one versus the old. I don't know what it's made of, but some sort of composite with reinforcement wire running through it. The side seems to be coming off a lot easier. I'm gonna try and do this one-handed. I already did this a second ago, I just wanted to show you how this opens, but first step is to take off the coolant reservoir lid. Next up, there's a coolant drain plug on the engine itself, just above the sump. And the inevitable spill all over the place. The next step is to lower down your under tray, which is held on by a 10mm screw on each side, and then there is a radiator hose just here, so you loosen off that clamp and then drain the radiator itself. The system should then be fully drained, and there is a sequence for filling it up. You can't get any sort of funnel in there, so I've had to adapt something here. Hopefully it doesn't leak all over the shop. So the smart is all back together now and it's boosting as it should, so that's a big relief. What I thought I'd do as a final closeout on this video is to just show you exactly what was wrong with the previous turbo. So we're just going to do a bit of diagnosis here. So as you can see, I have the turbo split apart here from the intake side to the exhaust. And on this exhaust side here is the wastegate itself. So this is what I suspected was wrong all along. So the actuator replacing that didn't seem to make any difference because this is actually seized. So you should be able to easily move that. Now if I get something to pry it open, I can do it, but it takes a lot of force. It's really, really stiff. So I don't know, is there some sort of bearing in there on this joint, or what actually caused that? I mean, the engine has 120,000 miles, so I guess, you know, it just got a lot of heat cycles. But even pushing this back in is very, very difficult. So I need to actually use a screwdriver and put loads of force back on it. So that there was the problem. On the plus side, it's all fixed. No more jobs on the Smart for the moment. We'll see what other modifications I want to do in the future, but nothing planned in the short term. Slán.
It looks something like this.